The building on the right here is the Human Resources Administration building for the City of New York and houses offices that provides services for people who have low income. It's closed today. It's Sunday. It's the DeKalb Job Center. All right. Now, just here is a shuttered building that looks like it belongs to the Baptist Church. We are coming up on Bethel Baptist Church, which was founded and built in 1907. And features a brick facing with fish-shaped windows and an upscale front. The original neon signage Bethel Baptist Church remains. There is a parking lot. Bergen Street is a tree-lined street. And the relatively young oak trees, I think, spread their branches across the roadway so that the view down the street is quite pleasing during the spring and summer. All right. 255 is an older building in Burham Hill on Bergen Street, and we'll talk a little bit about Burham Hill shortly. It is an apartment building. And the upper ornamentation has dentils that suggests that the building is much older than some of the newer buildings on the street. Duh. A new business on the street is called Blank Street Coffee, which is at 335 Bergen, and it is a 3-story building. It too has dentils, and it is attached to the building in front, building just to the east of it. Oh, sorry. So, from almost the beginning of 3rd Avenue, there is a warehouse-looking structure that extends most of the block. I do not know what this building is. Next to the warehouse-looking building is 262 Bergen Street. 262 Bergen Street is a 4-story brick building, 3 cross windows, And the ornamentation at the top shows some dentils, which makes me think that the building is much older than the ones that don't have dentils. It is separated from the next building, 260, which is also a 4-story building, apartment building. .258 is a 4-story brick building with an office on the side, and you can see the terracotta colored ornamentation at the top of the building and the main door. And the corner lot, 256, is also a 4-story building. Brick front. Bergen Street. Looks like a 3-story apartment, a 1-story or 2-story apartment building that has black ornamentation on the front of the building and is next to a 143 Nevin Street, which is a Bergen gourmet deli, a multi-use building with what looks like apartments or maybe offices on the top 2 floors. A back entrance is also present. We are at the corner of Bergen Street and Nevins, where there is a Brooklyn Circus, a men's casual wear shop with trendy t-shirts and ethnic outerwear. Ethnic outerwear and sportswear. And across from it is the laundromat. It is part of a 4-story multi-capacity building. Brooklyn Circus is part of a 4-story multi-purpose building, most of which seems to be apartments. Okay. Now we'll go back down Bergen Street because to the east, because new condos have been built near where we started, and those condos are interesting to view. Along the way, occasionally there are items that are useful to that I pick up to be resold as on online reselling platforms. So Burham Hill is named after a Dutch family who settled in Brooklyn in some year, which I'll have to add in later. It's a more upscale area where more and more young people are moving in. It's safer. We see bicyclists. And from here, we can view the Williamsburg Savings Bank Clock Tower, which is an iconic structure in downtown Brooklyn. The building is one of the older buildings in Brooklyn, and the clock tower can be seen from many areas. On this part of Bergen Street, we do not see any properties for sale. This is not too unusual. Sorry. Many of the properties for sale are west of Nevins and east of 4th Avenue. We'll walk a little bit north on 4th Avenue to look at some of the buildings that are for sale and have recently sold, to give you an idea of what's for sale around town. It's warm today, and bicycle enthusiasts are out. This is a stoplight, and while we're at the stoplight, we can see this building, which is the white marble building with the green roof. That is the old New York Times building. It is now a high school. Quite impressive to view the marble and its fixtures on the outside. So we're going to avoid filming the people. Well, maybe not. Let's see how we can do this. Trying to avoid filming the people coming up past. On Bergen Street is a one-way street, so that but there's parking on both sides of the street. In New York, the owners of the cars must come out and change the parking spot of their vehicles. So, an alternate parking rules are often in effect. It amazes me the kinds of things that people leave in there for the trash people. Among them are Amazon Prime boxes, bags of Amazon Prime boxes, so that on any given day, shipping that must be done, for shipping that must be done for items that need to be in a box, and the issue is identifying a box. Finding a box is almost no problem. Okay, so here we are back in front of 334. What is interesting is that the building next to it, 342, has been a 4-story apartment building that has undergone relatively recent renovation. More importantly, or more interestingly, is 346 Bergen Street. Is a 6-story condo, I want to say condo, building that has been built within the last 2 to 3 years. Is well kept clean, is well decorated in front, and the younger people who live in the building who have families find balconies and air conditioning and very high rents. But even more interesting, and cannot be ignored, is 350 Bergen Street, a 7-unit boutique condominium offered by Corcoran, and it had been built within the last year. It is a 5-floor condo. And recent inquiry of the real estate broker reveals that all of the units have been sold, and those units have started at $1.3 million. The next 2 buildings, 352 and 354, are much older buildings. You can see by the ornamentation and the shaping of the windows, they are not brick buildings. And I think these homes are apartments. Stay focused, Cheryl. Stay focused. Okay. Now, it's spring. It's almost summer. And Citibank has placed its Citibank racks on Bergen Street for a credit card and a willingness to ride a bike. Bike fun is to be had. So, we're at the corner of 4th Avenue and Bergen Street. We'll turn right here and wait for a moment. This is a relatively old neighborhood, so that the Deli Grill is in a commercial building that has 3 stories. With the old ornamentation. And all the buildings along this street are older multi-story buildings. We'll stop here to take a picture or take a viewing of 64 Bergen Street. The bottom floor used to be a Metro PCS, but it's part of a mixed-use building that's for sale. The mixed-use building for sale sold for, what did he say, $2.4 million, and is under contract. So now the buildings end here after a recent demolition of the structures just beyond, within the fence that extend to Dean Street. Where I want to stop is a building across the street at 57 4th Avenue. It is a vacant building for sale. It is 4 stories. I have not called to find out if it has been sold. It is being represented by the same agency that represented 64 4th Avenue. All right, so stay focused. That's the end of the tour, to the Walking for Dollars today. This video represents the first of a series of videos designed to chronicle or document properties for sale in Bergen Street in downtown Brooklyn. So so from here We can see the iconic Williamsburg Savings Bank building. The skyline has changed a little bit. This is looking north. And if we look south, we can see 4th Avenue in Brooklyn going south. There are several new buildings on the right-hand side, on the west side. We'll be taking a look at those too. Thanks for enjoying listening to a show that we have, a video, a YouTube channel we haven't named yet. We hope you find it useful.